HarperCollins and Harper Audio present A Fortune Most Fatal, a Miss Austen Mystery, Book 2, by Jessica Bull. Performed by Sarah Cullum.
For my mum, dad, and sister Kelly. For there are few people whom I really love, and still fewer of whom I think well. Jane Austen, 1813. If sufficient variety of company will not befall a young lady in her own village, she must seek it abroad. The author, therefore, humbly presents the finest society in all of East Kent. At Rowling Manor, Mr. Edward Neddy Austen, later knight, born 1767, third son of the Reverend Mr. George Austen, born 1731, and his wife, Cassandra Austen, née Lee, born 1739. Adopted by his distant cousins, the Knights of Godmersham Park. Mrs. Elizabeth Austen, née Bridges, born 1773, Neddy's wife, daughter of Sir Brooke Bridges, 3rd Baronet, born 1733, died 1791. Miss Frances Catherine, Fanny, born 1793, Master Edward, Ted, born 1794, and Master George Thomas, Little Georgie, 1795, Austen, later knight, the progeny of Neddy and Elizabeth. Conker, born 1793, their dog. Miss Jane Austen, born 1775, Neddy's sister, a young lady of little experience and no consequence. At Godmersham Park and nearby Crundale Parsonage, Mrs. Catherine Knight, née Knatchbull, born 1753, Neddy's adoptive mother, widow of Thomas Knight II, born 1735, died 1794. Princess Eleanor, born circa 1775 to 80, Mrs. Knight's enigmatic houseguest. The Reverend Mr. Samuel Blackall, born 1762, Mrs. Knight's clergyman, Kent's foremost exorcist. At Gunston House, Sir Brooke William Bridges, 4th Baronet, born 1761, Elizabeth's eldest married brother, owner of the Gunston estate. Miss Henrietta Bridges, born 1768, Elizabeth's elder unmarried sister, owner of a maudlin collection of sheet music. Mr. Brooke Edward Bridges, born 1779, Elizabeth's younger unmarried brother. What a shame so many brothers lie, or rather stand, between him and the magnificent Gunston House. Chapter 1. Kent, England, 8th of June, 1797. In the dimly lit dining room of the Bull and George Inn, Dartford, Jane wrings her hands and paces. It takes 13 steps to travel the narrow space between trestle tables, pushed up against bow-fronted windows to the inglenook fireplace at the rear of the smoke-filled room. The distance is not enough to dispel the nervous energy from her limbs, forcing her to turn and begin again. Bunches of dried hops, suspended from worm-eaten beams, brush her forehead as she passes. The crisp flowers snap against her bonnet, dispensing flecks of broken petals onto the shoulders of her tawny pelisse. I can hardly believe this has happened. She presses her forehead to the smeared glass. Outside, the moonlit highway is deserted. Her stomach clenches at the thought of her father and brother forced out into this wilderness. All but the most intrepid of travellers take care to conclude their journeys by sunset. Highwaymen are known to work this stretch of road. Please, try to remain calm. Mrs. Austen sits on a hard-backed bench beneath the window, her woolen cloak gathered tight around her narrow shoulders. Unlike her daughter, she has removed her bonnet and balances it on her knee while she worries the ribbon with her fingers. Calm! Jane's voice is shrill. My sisters are gone, Mother. Stolen. Abducted. They could be anywhere by now. Who knows what disreputable hands they may fall into? You heard the landlord. The post-chaise is on its way.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?